how do you recommend that marketers use them and really emphasize that continuous optimization?
hmm First, let me just say that we have to acknowledge that it's very hard. It is not easy for anybody, and all organizations, from small to large, struggle with the architecture of those feedback loops, struggle with the architecture of how to collect data, how to store data, how to manage data, and struggle with the talent portion of it in this world that moves very fast and where users hold the power, our audiences hold the power, and where trends change very fast, and where a video on TikTok could completely reshape how a message is perceived or what people are into from day to day.
Yeah.
It's very hard. And if you're struggling with it, you're not alone. And if anybody tells you that they've completely figured it out, they're lying. They're plain lying. It's very complicated. And also, the biggest challenge in this whole process is ourselves, us, the
Yeah.
humans. There's technology out there. A lot of times we're able to express our goals. We know how much sales we want to do, or in our world here in financial services, we know how many new accounts we want to open, or what volume of deposits we need to pull in from those accounts. We know those details. But how we get there and how we use data to get there gets very complicated. And so if you haven't figured it out, it's okay. If you make mistakes, it's okay. What we got to do is try.
Yeah.
And sometimes we got to start simple. Sometimes we need to come back to the basics. Sometimes we may have to strip away technology and then rebuild it. But the most important thing is to start with setting your objectives. And then one of the key components in today's data environment is to determine fairly early on the relative costs of errors
Mm.
in the models that we build, the data models that we build to optimize our outcomes. I think it's one of the most overlooked elements in the culture of where we cross from data science to marketers, and that intersection between data science and marketers. A lot of times marketers don't necessarily understand the concept of balancing the benefit of a correct prediction against the cost of an incorrect one. And data scientists may know that, but if marketers don't give them the input to be able to balance those two, it gets quite complicated. So before we get into all the data and the systems and the loops, as humans, we have to do some thinking about how to architect all of that, what our goals are, that balance between the correct predictions and the incorrect predictions, and shedding assumptions. We still operate in all assumptions of segments and targets and personas. And then we tell, even AI technology, we tell them to build predictions based on those. So from the start, we operate with assumptions that then may lead to incorrect predictions.